Hi, Earth people. I am Chinghiz together with you. Today, July 19th, 2023. Our planet Earth, planet where you're living, your habitat, your home, and you destroy this home, literally. Destroying your home, destroying your habitat means you killing yourself. You're acting as suicide. Here, not a place for, not remain any place for words. Already, system, how it was canned, this was needed time, you can't, no was possible, etc. All was possible previous time, 1 decade, 2 decade, 5 decades ago, even more. You intentionally refuse act. I already call it leaderships around the world. Governments, authorities, media, intelligence communities, even they was in position downplay, deny. And big banks and big fossil fuels was very huge scale of money, trillions of trillions of dollars profited part part of these trillions, small part, about total 100 billions during this decade of years, put into your pockets, political establishment around the world, but particularly in developed countries. And you have today's. What is happening already? I think majority of you as people understand this system which rule the world, evil, satanic, and they who belong to this system, political establishment means, and who own this system, Rothschild and Co. They were acting together. They were spending huge scale of money for that. They was acting as one team when they targeted climate crisis fighters, punished them, jailed them. Steven Donziger, one of them. How you dare? Huh? The Chevron, ExxonMobil, because they devastatingly affect Ecuadorian nature, and Ecuadorians' life put on danger, indigenous people, court rule on their behavior, I think $5 billion, maybe, if not correct, sorry, for fine big fossil fuels and how you dare. And this how you dare, we already have our Aikido. Greta Thunberg said that. And this final, how you dare did all that mess around the world, putting humanity life on very high risk and nature. Who you and how you dare? This already I saying. Rothschild and Co. Who you? You very weak and pathetic Rothschild and Co. And we will see very soon who you finally, how you will fail finally, how your system will replaced, removed, replaced finally. And you will survive, those people. This only way. They today even continue the satanic job using all the opportunity, technology, methods, all satanic. We shall use these words because what truth? We're saying truth. In this situation, reality, which created by them, fully by them, how they acting. This clear satanic. And this should be no surprise because they face this. They are faced to Satan, literally. We're not talking about that. I very serious saying you for understand finally who they and satanic faiths, Rothschild and Co. who rule the world, same lifestyle, and they go target. Another big crisis means big war. And you, majority of you should die. They intentionally doing that. 5 billion of you should die. For that they fighting. And my mission for you, we already know that. I saying you, and science saying you, scientists saying you, what's happening to planet Earth and what this means for you. If you not will act, you will die. Earth's people. Today's life on planet Earth will die. And when you know this reality, and when you know who they, where they, their names, their place, what they did and continue to do, it's easy fight them and won. finally remove them together with their systems which rule the world. The records is so deadly dangerous, but we today at 1.1, 1.2 degrees Celsius, we freshly, this may be week, maybe no more than months ago, means several weeks ago. You already in 1.2 degrees Celsius line. This fresh means 1.1, 1.2 degrees. And you have all that, what happening around the world. And this climate crisis is beating developed countries is also obvious. When this climate crisis beating poor countries, global south, and not only poor countries in global north also have, and they affected too. Only words and no action. When a targeted climate crisis already directly, these global north and developed countries, United States, Canada, G7, EU, Britain, already leaders of these countries can't hide their position, can't delay, can't downplay these facts. And so they should act. But we know they not will act as climate crisis demanded action. This not means they not will because they not will. They can join and do that not difficult. For example, I call President Joe Biden of United States. Yesterday, some foreign podcast was before that I replaying to one of tweet of Kamala Harris, Madam Vice President of United States on climate crisis case was tweeted, she and my replay. Immediately, without delay, official announcement of climate emergency and same for action by concrete plan. And this plan shall be as Marshall Plan. Otherwise, we will fail. Climate emergency, all country affecting. You shall protect your country. That means Marshall Plan. Others country shall do same. I'm mainly talking about developed countries of West and also other countries in East, China, India, Indonesia, Persian Gulf countries. But about Persian Gulf countries, we know they very actively coordinated forum acting together with big banks, big fossil fuels, and very actively participated on the for implement the lies, technos, and this of course again fraud, lie, using the money, the state opportunity, using media or developed countries. The climate emergency only option. You not have another option. Already, you lost all other tools, all other options. Lost finally. Return back not will until you not will act emergency forum by Marshall Plan. And this means we can stop warming of planet Earth at 1.5 degrees Celsius. This means zero emission economy by 2035. The United States have figured 50% by 2030. This is not real helpful. Simple and period. 75%. This is not about trade. This is not about some talks. This is what already happened and how we shall act for resolve means for stop this climate crisis. About United States, 75% by 2030. This possible and do that not difficult by Marshall Plan in climate emergency concreticos. And this means 100% means zero emission by 2035. This can work. Other countries will join. United States will lead. Other countries will join. Because all will understand is about the state, the country, the people. They really like about talks about economy, growth, job, place. you know, and China will join, India will join. We all will understand this only reality and this reality demanding action in emergency forum. sharply, immediately, phase out from fossil fuel, immediately stopping all licensing of fossil fuel, all subsidies, all licensing, all drillings, all continue buildings, pipeline, continue their drillings for start some new oil and gas project in new land, Mountain Valley, ConocoPhillips, for example, and others worldwide, immediately stopping and period. Come to court, put before these justices, judges, scientists, reality with docs, confirmed, verified. When they will try, use courts. And this point, again, I'm calling justices, judges. Take your part. This is about you too, about your family too, about your country too. Climate crisis will destroy your country, as you know, your family will, can, no guarantee. This is about physics. Planet Earth not targeted some country and no affecting other countries. This is not about planet Earth's political position. This is about physics. Planet Earth not a planet Earth is home. And your civilization means you have mind and heart. Should be. I believe in that. You have and you shall act. And this means political leadership shall act. We can go street squares and political leadership acting. This form, as I call Joe Biden, and this means others, country leaders too, saying which form they shall act. And we will stop climate crisis. Otherwise, we will fail. This reality of your reality of today, reality of world. Some call this end time apocalypse, as was in holy books written. Yes, can be apocalyptic. You want that? You not will survive. You will die together with your holy books. This is true. You destroy all. They are not what there was written. Is absolutely different. But I know someone speculated on that. after apocalyptic, there will new world. There are many words, and this all already not will happen. Happening this reality. You shall take this reality. Your scientists, what around you happening, fact check, confirm and verify it, and you, civilization, you shall take this reality, these truths. And universe unity together with me and I together with you. It is written in holy books. I say what will happen. If we will work together in civilized forum, first we stopping climate crisis and also same time plus minus replacing the system which rule the world by fully transparent and fully secure system, financial system. What after that will happen? Each step will truly huge leap and will come close to universe unity. Your whole books not saying about that. You know, me, what they are written means, as I say, true about mission of Jesus is about Christianity, about Muslim, main, mainly, generally means. But in concrete course, there have serious differences. And this should be because you fail it, act as universe unity said you by previous Messiah, after that by prophets. Means way. You fail it, walk way. Instead of that, you creating, adopting this new religion to satanic system or religion structure today's. They're so far from universal unity, from, if about Christianity, from Jesus. But this your faith, you should have faith because you, this is not about words, faith, what this means. Not about the reality. Your existence is because universe unity and you feel it despite Messiah's mission for you and you have today's reality. You know, that's true. This today's world, this system, evil, satanic, and you allow that as people. And you have this problem. this climate crisis created by them. And they continue, again repeated I say, they continue and planning and doing, fueling this climate crisis. And so they will not have any option, only one. Stop climate crisis. How we come together entirely do that, there no matter which religion, all religions, all cultures, all nations around the world, all languages, means you, humanity, planetary civilization, all we shall come together and act together. And political leaders, join to us is only way for them. If they will choose play, will declare bold words, but will act by half of measures. This means climate crisis, warming of planet will increase climate crisis, not to stop it. And this will kill you. I say you again, scientists also confirming from their side, based on reality and the models. But I say you concrete figures. There in some of the models by end of the century, you will have 5 degrees Celsius. This is not correct. You will have this 5 degrees Celsius. This can happen if you will fail act. This 5 degrees Celsius can happen not end of century, by 2050. Because we'll start, as I call that, avalanche effect. All tipping points, all triggerings, all. And planet Earth, this organism, here Greta, look, Sophie Gabriel. She tweeted, it seems like a no-brainer at this point, but there are still people who have not caught on to how bad it is, or no matter what still believe in present leadership. And here quote from Greta. Greta saying, quote, politicians will not come to the rescue of the planet. And that's true. I'm talking about that. But this not means politicians can't come to you join to us means, and together, of course, we will stop climate crisis at 1.5 degrees Celsius. For that, which action should be, I already said. And here, another scientist, a tweet from Cyril Dion about Johann Rockström. Cyril Dion tweeted, the Professor Rockström detailing the tipping point that could lead us to chaos from plus 1.5 degrees Celsius. It looks like a series of anticipation, but no, this is what is really happening to us in a kind of general indifference. And Cyril Dion replying to tweet from Mike Hudema, and Mike Hudema posting this tweet via Rockstream video. I will show you that. And Mike Hudema, he tweeted quote from Rockstream, Johann Rockstream. Quote, dear friends, scientifically, this is not a climate crisis. We are now facing something deeper, mass extinction, air pollution, undermining ecosystem functions, really putting humanity's future at risk. This is a planetary crisis. Professor Johann Rockström. And here video, I'll call you listen. Important.
These are the 16 tipping elements, the large biophysical systems that we have scientific evidence that they regulate the state of the entire climate system on Earth. 9 of these 16 are showing signs of instability. Push them too far, and they will shift over from supporting humanity to starting to undermine humanity. 4 of these are showing scientific evidence of now being at risk already at 1.5 degrees Celsius. We're approaching this point very rapidly. 2 of them, the Greenland ice sheet and the West Antarctic ice sheet, together represent 10 meters sea level rise. This shows scientifically that 1.5 degrees Celsius is a physical limit. It is not a political target. But what I say next will be the most alarming thing. We have more and more scientific evidence of connectivity between these tipping elements. Cascade risk of dominoes. Let me give you one example. Here's the one that is most researched. Greenland ice sheet, accelerated melting, warming 4 times faster than the planet as a whole, releasing cold fresh water, slowing down the overturning of heat in the North Atlantic, pushing the whole monsoon system down further south, causing droughts and forest fires over the Amazon rainforest. One more tipping element system, locking warm surface water in the Southern Ocean, accelerating the melting of the West Antarctic ice sheet. The North Pole is connected to the South Pole in regulating the stability of the entire Earth system. Dear friends, scientifically, this is not a climate crisis. We are now facing something deeper. Mass extinction, air pollution, undermining ecosystem functions, really putting humanity's future at risk. This is a planetary crisis.
Johann Rockström, one of very known climate scientists. This is planetary crisis. I think we should use these words. This not only climate crisis, this planetary crisis. And again, political leaders listen and they can join to us. I'm not seeing the barriers for Joe Biden, why Joe Biden not should join to us or others. Because this reality, how they can take means they might belong to this system, how they can take this as main and act in climate crisis case by half of measures which not will helpful. And again, this truly planetary crisis and this truly deadly because you not have time. But today you have can. Later you will fail anyway when you will broke by your inaction 1.5 degrees Celsius line. Here also important to read. I should read that importance of that. Sophie Gabriel tweeting, remind the tipping point threshold for the Arctic, Greenland, West Antarctica, and coral systems, and for land sinks such as eastern Amazonia, have been reached before or at the current level of warming at 1.2 degrees Celsius. This quote from David Spratt. And David Spratt is climate scientist, and he directly he wrote what David Spratt saying. Yeah, same. What this one I'm reading. Major elements of Earth's climate system are now increasingly influenced by self-reinforcing warming processes or positive feedbacks due to climate change caused by human greenhouse gas emissions. Tipping point thres- thres- thresholds for the Arctic, Greenland, West Antarctica, and coral system, and for land sinks such as eastern Amazonia have been reached before or at the current level of warming of 1.2 degrees Celsius. And here article, the bulletin. Bulletin of the atomic scientists, and they are David Spratt written this article, is important, and I will read that because very important for that. Could could anthropogenic climate change result in worldwide societal collapse or even eventual human extinction? Question. At present, this is as dangerously underexplored topic. Yet there are ample reasons to suspect that climate change could result in a global catastrophe, wrote the eminent Australian climate scientist Will Stephen and his colleagues in August 2022 in climate in report called Climate Endgame, exploring catastrophic climate change scenarios. Will Stephen, one of Australian world very uh, known climate scientist, and he died, passed it. Stephen, who died earlier this year, 2023, will be remembered for some of the big, crucial ideas he contributed to the understanding of the Earth system, particularly planetary boundaries, tipping point, vulnerabilities, and cascades, risk, and non-linear, non-linearity, and the hothouse Earth scenario. Ideas developed with Tim Lenton, Johan Rockström, Catherine Richardson, Hans Joachim Schellenhuber, and others. In their 2018 Hot House paper, Stephen and his colleagues explored the potential for self-reinforcing feedbacks to push the Earth system toward a planetary threshold that, if crossed, could prevent stabilization of the climate at intermediate temperature rises and cause continued warming on a hothouse Earth pathway even as human emissions are reduced. It's about physics. This challenged the notion that climate warming was a predictable, linear consequence of increasing levels of greenhouse gases and instead pointed to critical thres- thresholds threshold or tipping point in which a small change causes a larger, more critical change to be initiated, taking the climate system as a whole or particular systems within it from one state to a discretely different state. The loss of polar glaciers or the Amazon rainforest drying and being replaced by sclerophyll forests are examples. The change may be abrupt or non-linear, characterized by sudden change rather than smooth progress, and irreversible, irreversible on relevant time frames. This is very serious attack on me when I reading that. This Yohan Aliyev, this Netanyahu by Mossad, and this Putler and Putler structure, and behind them Rothschild and Co. They try intervene for stop this Chinghiz life, intervening this forum too. It may also lead to cascading events in which the mutual interaction of individual climate tipping points and or abrupt changes lead to more profound changes to the entire system. This is already happening. The loss of sea ice in Arctic is adding to regional warming, accelerating ice melt from Greenland such that an influx of cold, non-salty water into the North Atlantic is slowing the Gulf Stream, which in turn is changing the Amazon climate. Recent research has confirmed that tipping points and cascades are already occurring not at 1.5 or 2 degrees Celsius of warming, but right now. In one of these last published pieces, a 2022 book chapter, Stephen said, "It is clear from observations of climate change related impacts in Australia alone, the massive bushfires of the 2019-2020 Black Summer, the third mass bleaching of Great Barrier Reef in only 5 years, and long-term cool season drying of the country's southeast agriculture zone, that even a 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature rise has put us into a dangerous level of climate change. There are fair and reasonable concerns that focusing on worst-case scenarios will cause public despair and paralysis. But when risks are existential, it is precisely those high-end possibilities of system collapse rather than the middle-of-the-road linear probabilities that must be focused on concern and should spur the world to action. Speaking in 2018, Stephen said that the dominant linear deterministic deterministic framework for assessing climate change is fluid, especially at higher levels of temperature rise. Model projections that don't include these feedback and cascading processes becomes less useful at higher temperature levels, or as my co-author John Schellenhuber says, we are making a big mistake when we think we can park the Earth system at any given temperature rise, says 2 degrees Celsius, and expect it to stay there. Not true. Very important article, and they are all saying what today happening, increasingly happening. This record worldwide, this red line in Europe, in America, in Canada, in Europe, in Spain, Italy, Greece, in Canada, huge territory, all on the wildfires. In China, record 52 degrees Celsius. In Spain, now I will read here. You know, this one, Uri Garrett tweeting. in Fahrenheit for Americans. 52 degrees Celsius in China means 125.6 degrees Fahrenheit. 50 degrees Celsius in some places in Europe means 122 Fahrenheit. And then there the humidity. And she replying to tweet from Go Green. Go Green tweeted, politicians trying to prevent climate disaster in 2050. Politicians trying to prevent climate disaster in 2050. That is already happening now, in 2023. Already today happened. What politicians think will happen in 2050, happening in 2023. Tens of millions under extreme heat alert from USA to China to Europe, temperature records exploding from 52 degrees Celsius in China to possible 50 degrees Celsius in Europe, 25 million acres burned in Canada so far. Ocean heat. NASA. NASA finds June 2023 hottest on record. And this NASA tweet and this photo of planet Earth by NASA. Record hot on record. Red planet, people. Ketan Joshi. How this system acting satanic in this reality, what I try to show you reading scientists report, show you scientists video, what they themselves saying by their words, and this reality. 2050 happening now in 2023. In this reality, how they who create this climate, this planetary crisis, as Johann Rockström said, and I think we shall use these words, the planetary crisis. In this planetary crisis, which created by them and how they continue to act today. Ketan Joshi, what gives me real climate anxiety? Not that we are doomed to fail, but that the options for success are far more accessible, just, and beneficial than we realize, and that we will let it slip past anyway because it's easy for incumbents to spread lies and protecting profits. The idea, he continued, the idea that we are somehow destined to failure is so fucking tragic and dangerous because even tough we are blindfolded. Our fingers are millimeters from the dual handle. And the CEOs of fossil companies are whispering in our ears. Give up. We are doomed. It's too late. And their intention using this tactic. It is specifically a tactical approach by the fossil fuel industry. They know The power of the giving up narrative is far greater than the science denial or doubt about solutions approaches. And as climate impact worsen, they will try to feed off the anxiety and helplessness. They should agree. Okay? Another tweet from Go Green. Pollution time bombs. Contaminated wetlands are ticking toward ignition. Wet- Ignition wetlands across the globe have long served as natural res- repositories for humanity's toxic legacy, absorbing and retaining hundreds to thousands of years worth of pollution. How triggering happening. Another tweet, small tweet from Ketan Joshi. Arresting the people, protesting the people causing the problem rather than the people causing the problem. Store this image down in the climate history textbook, folks. Tweeting Ketan Joshi. And here, headlines of this planetary crisis. This from Guardian, I think. Extreme weather, US Southwest bakes under potentially deadly record high temperatures. Another headline, climate crisis, five arrested after climate protest at INEOS, INEOS oil refinery in Scotland. Another headline, California firefighters battle California wildfires amid blistering heat wave. Florida rocked by home insurance crisis. I may have to sell up and move. Europe wildfires, red alerts, and attraction closed as heat wave sweeps southern Europe. A video. Greece, Acropolis closed to protect tourists as Greece faces unprecedented heat wave. Italy, I've never seen that. Never seen heat this bad. It's not normal. Italy struggles as temperature tops 40 degrees Celsius. And in this reality, again I return this headline. Five arrested after climate protests at Ineos oil refinery in Scotland. How are they acting? When Greta was arrested and now facing, uh, they will charge which one, there can't be any charge because they're fighting climate crisis. They're fighting problems, fighting who create these problems. And you, court, justice and judge, also shall join to us in fighting them who created this climate crisis. And of course, you can't charge people who peacefully, by disobedience to, peacefully fighting them. This is very important, crucial. John to us, judges, justices. It's about you too. Look, United States, what about thinking today? What they shall do, I said. This tweet from David Wallace Wells. Quote, John Kerry, the United States climate envoy, told the House of Representatives Foreign Affairs Committee's, okay, the again I read it. John Kerry, the United States climate envoy, told the House of Representatives Foreign Affairs Committee's hearing that the country will not, under any circumstances, pay reparations to developing countries hit by climate change, fueled disasters. I call them this no way. You will, you shall. Part of this Marshall Plan. And Leonard, I really think this is terribly disruptive and inconsiderate to block a road like this. I like this theory. Don't the people responsible for causing this know that people have to get to work, get to daycare to pick up kids? Someone needs to be held responsible. We must not tolerate this. How they blocked roads, these big fossil fuels, the oil refineries, the facilities, they blocked roads. Therefore, I call justices and judges, means courts, join to us. For that, zero responsibility. Look, this photo, how they blocked roads, and there is zero responsibility. Huh? Block it. Road block it or not? Block it. Who did that? And why are you arresting these peaceful protesters? Because they blocked road? There should be, by disobedience, peaceful action. We're fighting for stop planetary crisis peacefully. And they action blocked roads. And not only blocked roads, destroying homes, destroying economy, very near will happen. Social programs, health care programs, and not only health care programs, health system will destroy. Will not be able when avalanche effect will happen. There not will way hospital will normally function. No way. And good photo Debbie Banks tweeting. Jonathan was born in 1832 in the Seychelles. He has been living in St. Helena since 1882 when he was 50 years old and just celebrated his 190th birthday. This Jonathan, 190 years old. Today's Chinghiz Live cover photo. Okay, we're killing all them. And you're killing yourself. Not only Jonathan. He's, you know, he's watching on you what you're doing. Therefore, I take this photo today, Chinghiz Live cover photo. Watching on you, on civilization, humanity, civilization, what you're doing. Another one, how this satanic system rule the world. Greenpeace USA, new GP USA, okay, report. Bitcoin, climate destruction is powered by the same old traditional finance institutions. Again, Bitcoin climate destruction is powered by the same old traditional finance institutions. Today's report shows how BlackRock, Chase, Manhattan, uh, Morgan Rockefeller, means Rothschild and Co. BlackRock, directly Rothschild and Co. Vanguard, State Street, and others, and of course Chase, and others are failing their climate pledges and stopping our progress on climate goals. And your article from greenpeace.org. Name: Investing in Bitcoin's climate pollution. Bitcoin consumes as much electricity. Bitcoin consumes as much electricity as entire countries, and 62% of the electricity used for Bitcoin mining globally in 2022 came from fossil fuels. And 62% of the electricity used for Bitcoin mining globally in 2022 came from fossil fuels. And Bitcoin consumes as much electricity as entire countries. You needing this Bitcoin? Why you needing this Bitcoin? Same dark, same corrupt, huh? Blah blah blah decentralized. And this good, huh? Decentralized can and good, but for you, you can independently wash money. It's not evil, not satanic. And this Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, this part of the system means Rothschild and Co. fully control it. You think this not decentralized, but truly all this scheme system fully take control on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And they acting evil in planetary crisis too, means climate crisis too. Because same persons, same orgs. I say, you finally should reject cryptocurrency. Finally reject this corruption and laundering of today global financial system. Means, and we together can and do that not difficult, we shall replace today's financial system which ruled the world by fully transparent and fully secure financial system. I say, look, reveal it from Guardian, the Observer. Metropolitan Police shared sensitive data about crime victims with Facebook. Observer investigation reveals Meta Pixel tool passed on private details of web browsing for targeted advertising purposes. And the Metropolitan Police means Scotland Yard. As we already know, and we shall say this truth too. Say that, use that, this is important, people. These so-called countries, rule of law, democracies, one of the world developed countries. For example, Britain, one of center of crimes of world. One of center, think about that. One of criminals hub in the world is Britain. Undeniable. And we have much more confirmed verified docs. Fact check. Corruption, money laundering here made. This all around the world, this evil, satanic authorities, as Ilham Aliyev, his family, as Putler, his family, African dictatorships, his family, Asian dictatorship, his family, American, Latin American dictatorship, his family, all there with luxury, life with luxury, properties in London, very famous places, hub, world crime hub, Britain, London. Say that. Use that. Say this truth. Use this truth. Not be fooled how the politicians try distract your mind. They fighting corruption only can politically. Only they acting some form. This only politically. What this means? This clearly evil, satanic. Part of this system which ruled the world. Rothschild and Co. and British monarchy system. Confirm it, verify it. No wait from them. They will change that. We can replace their system. They're weak when we together will act. They're very weak, coward, dirty, immorality, all there. Jeffrey Epstein network, one of 5 only, their lifestyle. Prince Andrew, Ilham Aliyev, Putler, Berlusconi, others, their names, politicians, prime minister, others. They killed Epstein, saying there was suicide. How they acting? Evil, satanic. They're Trump, their family. All their immorality. And they acting evil before your eyes. This clearly satanic. And this coming from developed countries. Culture, university, their museums, their theaters. Shame. This system. And we will replace this system. And this will very good, will give truly gain, benefit to Britain, to British people, to England people, to Scotland people, to Wales people, to Ireland people, North Ireland. This is true. Where they, British authority were at Ilham Aliyev. American authority were all hidden forum at Ilham Aliyev. Why? Control it me. Netanyahu helping. Confirm it, verify it. Boss Putin. Who they? This Britain. Against me doing that, against you doing that. Same. And same persons. The evil, satanic, and is because they product of the system which ruled the world, and they who own of the system, I also said, 70 to 30% share it. And we shall replace them for be survived. Their job is planetary crisis. There should be responsibility in concrete cases. For example, against me, this crime against humanity, what Ilham Aliyev doing, and American president participated, George W. Bush, Trump. George W. Bush deported me back to Azerbaijan from our side when I was in Belgium and Germany. Knowingly, intentionally. Trump isolated me, put me in psikushka in election period time in 2020. Crime. Netanyahu by Mossad, helping Ilham Aliyev by high techs. Crime against humanity. British authority, anyway, helping Ilham Aliyev against me for using the system Tiran. British authority helping Ilham Aliyev on this case. Crime against humanity. And against you, this. They created this planetary crisis. Look what here happens. Now here several words about important. I each time saying that what's happening in Ukraine, in Europe, Hitler is genocidal war in Europe, and this because for this do possible, we know Western countries intentionally was appease, means welcome Hitler and Ilham Aliyev as Hitler. When he intervened Georgia, after that intervened Ukraine, annexing Crimea, occupied, and now later annexed eastern region of Ukraine. Appeasement. Before your eyes, all that happened. Because big, easy money pipeline, literally, direct to pockets. Their responsibility. If you not will clean up your country from putrid structure by rule of law, we will fail finally. Germany, France, Italy, Britain, America. Because they anyway will continue to do the devastating, affecting, destroying your national security system action. Ukrainian people fighting Putin, stopping him, start removing his troops from Ukraine. This not was easy. For my English. This we, Ukrainian people, me, Ukrainian leadership, Zelensky and team, Zaluzhny, and others. Even before intervention, I was fighting. I repeatedly saying that because importance of that. If you did mistake, not if we will for avoid escalation. This so wrong was, and you have result. This what happening. if Ukraine will have in time before intervention all needed weapons. Huh? Putler already, Putler. They are not for political view. In Trump time, we know why. Trump, Putler, puppet. Putler structure both into America. Criminal commit at least 2, 3 treason against America. And their investigation confirming that. It's indictments. What other leadership? Wrong, I calling A is wrong. No, which reason? Because this scam, you know how this working. These scams come in, lobbies, talk, smokes, and decision. Good if I say this bad mistake. No, good. And you have today's situation. There are several genocide in Ukraine. Much more people died, killed, including children, civilians. Country, cities destroying by intentional attack of Putler rockets, ballistic rockets, or other. And this great case. This grand case. You did this mistake. Again, if Ukraine was have enough weapon, they are not will. We will take his Black Sea, his ports, protection, Azov, all that. Mariupol, Berdyansk. Oh yeah, I'm freely can use Odessa, can use Black Sea. We have weapon. But you failing and you have this crisis, and Putin using that. Now he leave this Green Deal because Ukraine start closely liberate their land, including Crimea, destroying this Kerch Bridge. Is connecting Russian territory to Crimea. It is crucial. This bridge should be destroyed. I call Ukrainian leadership do that. Fully destroy. You have opportunity and do that. Destroy fully this bridge. This forum when Russia not will able restore this bridge. This forum destroy. And do that without delay. About grain. Russia attacking Ukraine port, Odessa mainly, and not only port, they are resulting building two Ukraine-wide attacks. But now I'm talking about grain. Which one they will work? United Nations are using Erdogan. I say this Erdogan initiative, this Putler, good for Putler schemes was. But now Russian treated all that information. Maybe will try to block Black Sea, block Ukraine fleet from Black Sea. If this will happen, what we shall do? Of course, we shall protect standard Ukraine, and destroy all the blockade measures by attacking, destroying the fleets, this one, and escorting securely is possible using ports too, but not only ports, their ground way also should be used, if not yet. This one. This will put Putler initiative in failure. Because grain is not only about Ukraine, it's about countries who buy this grain, it's about bread, it's about African countries, even about Southeast Asia, including India, their countries. So you should work, we in Green case should take this position. When we know and think Putler try announced that he leave Green Deal and try bombardment Ukraine ports, and there should be air defense systems of these ports by patriots, enough quantity, and also if there will some activity from Russian fleet for block Ukraine's fleet leave their own ports using Black Sea, we should stand with Ukraine in these cases too. This one, and Green Fleet will continue. The Ukraine Green will continue supply to world. I say. Here about Petruk. Petruk is what you're seeing, this literally doing, and this İlham Aliyev polis de très généras. Petruk da soda mimoro. I'm beating them and continue my, and they anyway try use and again I fact tracking them. What me here and they this all soda mimoro. You're seeing them. This İlham Aliyev Petruk again using soda mimoro. And who helping? Netanyahu. Who helping? Today's was previous and today's British authority. And both Putin. German Foreign Minister Baerbock. Germany did not listen to warnings about Russia, say Annalena Baerbock. Germany did not listen to warnings about Russia, say Annalena Baerbock. Foreign Minister say Ukraine war has changed country's mindset about checkbook diplomacy. This is about how satanic evil form was acting Germany, authority of Schröder and Merkel. And now Baerbock saying about this green situation. Glasnost gun tweeting. German's foreign minister Glasnost gun tweeted. German's foreign minister nails Putin. After Russia's attacks today on Ukraine ports exporting grain, Annalena Baerbock said every missile fired by Putler at port of Odessa was the equivalent of firing a missile at people who are starving in the world. Other name is another committed war crimes from Putler. Unquote. Directly. Shoigu, Gerasimov. And here, about cluster bombs. There, Putler Apizdevshaya Jopa Mandaloshka, Elon Musk, was blah blah about cluster bombs. Huh? No one word. He used it against Putler. When Putler already, even previously, from 2014, in this war, Poroshenko time, Putin was using cluster bombs in Ukraine, against Ukraine, when they taken eastern part of Ukraine. There was war. But today, particularly before your eyes, Putin used and continue using that by denying that. Each time, Putin acting, using, for example, in this case, cluster bomb and denying. And this Putin method, you doing and denying. Malaysia airplane above Ukraine, did denying. Kill Nemtsov, denying. Attack Navalny, denying. Using cluster bomb again, bombs, denying. When Ukraine plan to use that, Putin saying, hey, if they will, we also will. Mandaloshka, Putin. Kuvvet, mразь. Maria Avdeeva. Putin, quote, Russia has not yet needed to use cluster munitions. But if they, means Ukrainians, are used against the country, it has the right to mirror action. And here, this quote from Putin and Maria Avdeeva tweeting. Kharkiv of February 28, when Putin, in quote, said, not use it, and will planning use if. Okay. And here, video. Tweet. Kharkiv on February 28 this year. One of the many cases of Russian use of Smerch cluster munitions in densely populated residential areas. And here video. This is one of dozen fact check how Putler used cluster bombs in residential areas in Ukraine. And this condom Elon Musk denying that, no one word against Putler, and Putler using that, and try blah blah about Ukraine for use against militaries of invaders in Ukraine land. Try blah blah. And condoms. Kötü. Sorry. Look, the cluster bomb in Kharkiv, residential area. Repeat, can. This Putler, the kandan göt verenler. Hitler avadayız. About fascist authority of Israel. You know, racism means fascism. Not? Yes. Apartheid means racist regime. Yes? Yes. This means apartheid means fascism. In Israel, apartheid state. This undeniable fact check based on confirmed, verified, repeatedly. They are dogs of dogs of dogs. In Israel today is apartheid state. Means fascist state, fascist regime in Israel. Francesco Albanese, Special Rapporteur, continuous forced evictions of Palestinians in East Jerusalem as part of Israel apartheid machinery at work designed to de-Palestinize it while consolidating Jewish ownership of Jerusalem and racially dominating the city's population. And she continued, there should be no place for racism, discrimination, and bigotry on any ground without selectivity and exceptionalism, alluding to an entire people as terrorists, all the more while living under illegal occupation. Apartheid by default means. So alluding to an entire people as terrorists sounds very racist and warrants an explanation. And Francesco Albanese replying to whom tweets one of presidential candidate, Republican, former Vice President Mike Pence. Mike Pence was tweeting. Mike Pence reacting to Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar, Congresswoman from Somalia, fighting for justice and saying truth about Israel racist state. And Mike Pence tweeting, Ilhan Omar, Israel is one of our greatest and most important allies, one of greatest And most important, this both lie. What means greatest? And most important, on what basis all that? Again, he was vice president who allowed partly annexed Palestinian territory because Trump, Kushner, and Mike Pence was vice president, removed embassy of America from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. This Pence and they position. Your defense of terrorists, and call terrorists anti-Palestinian people who resisting this occupation, annexation, they terrorists because they acting against Israel. If so, terrorists, not evil, not satanic, huh? And he running for president. Your defense of terrorists and attacks on the Jewish state are sickening. There is no place for anti-Semitism in our society. I will never apologize for standing with Israel. Stand with me, Ilhan Omar. And Ilhan Omar, we know her answer against this pro-racist, pro-fascist person, Mike Pence. Pro-fascist person running for president in America. Where? The United States of America. And he was vice president, and why Israel was helping Trump in 2016. And in 2020 also, the investigation can show how Israel, Netanyahu authority, helping Trump still in White House. No mention. By 2016, we have several repeatedly fact check. Netanyahu, Black Cube, Mossad, others. Tim Jorge. Jewish Voice for Peace, Boston. Jewish Voice for Peace, Boston, and Vote Palestine support Palestinian resistance to Israel settler colonial apartheid regime. And here data when their events view, and I'm reading this event. Palestinian resistance will not be stifled. Not there, not here, not anywhere. And here event in July 20 from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Coolidge Corner, Brooklyn, in front of Trader Joe on Beacon. Please join with the Alliance for Water Justice in Palestine, Jewish Voice for Peace Boston and allies. Stop Israel settler colonial apartheid regime. And so, And here was about that additional importance of that. This one, where did I read that? Okay. People, today's America authority and previously too doing anything for, yeah, you see, this year. So this one I will read after that. Continue. Nathan J. Robinson tweeting. It's actually just a fact. But in DC, accidentally telling the truth is called a gaffe. And this from New York Times. The hysterical overreaction to Jayapal's racist state gaffe. It's not gaffe, New York Times. It's gaffe, Israel racist state. Nathan J. Robinson continued. The question is Israel racist is like is water wet? As Israeli British historian Avi Schleim explains, Zionism has been an inherently racist ideology from the start. Jayapal slipped and said the obvious fact everyone is supposed to keep quiet about. And here even video from Professor Avi Schleim when he said about this truth, about Zionism, and Zionism means, of course, racism. And email, IMEU, email tweeting, quote, top Democrats were hungry to show how sensitive they are to bad faith right-wing attacks and how completely insensitive they are to Palestinian rights. This article from newrepublic.com and headline, Democrats locked in stupidest fight about whether Israel is racist. Democrats love to attack their own members who dare speak out on Israel. This American authority, White House, lawmakers, Congress, their Jeffries was Nancy Pelosi, now Jeffries in Senate, Schumer and others. Huh? Why they try to deny this confirmed, verified fact. Same about Blinken, State Department. Same about Joe Biden advisors there. Was that Israel racist state. And United States can't deny that. They even try to use Jayapal and their others, Aok, Maok. Their letter was about on put their interest, behavior against Ukraine. It was against that firmly. My position no change. And later they apologized as this was no wrong. But I don't believe in them. awoke for me already who I know. She acting evil too. And there no way I will accept them back again. Because that's true. Who they, I knew exactly. But this not means if some of them saying this truth. As no matter as evil around the world, for Putler, for example, or Xi Jinping, for example, any, will back their racist regime. And what? You will say, they are this, back it. Saying Israel racist, back Palestine under attack. And this lie because they put there. This trick not will work. Fact check. Confirmed, verified. And this saying, international human rights organizations which firmly acting against these dictatorships by they very devastatingly affect this regime reports. And that's true. What we see in this. In some dictators or evil for their interest, they can think, this is good for us. We'll use these truths. This trick not to work. Jeffries. One of shameful person, Jeffries. Democrats. Democrat minority leader in House. When they are in next election, Democrat will won House, take back. He will speaker. Who will speaker? Pro-fascist, racist Israel authority. Why? This should repeatedly happen again and again in America. And voters, American voters. I call you time for that. Rethink this position. They can because they scams into House, into Congress. Elect Jeffries when Nancy Pelosi finished his career. But we can't change that finally. By rejecting, elect them simply. And also other things. For example, we firmly should act against Israel racist authority, racist state. This undeniable fact check. And I'll show you plenty video, other docs, photos, videos, docs, how Israel truly already racist state. And American leadership will back racist state. I knew that exactly. I said that about that to Joe Biden too in previous our connection. This very seriously affecting American leadership in the world. Very seriously affecting. It's very bad to United States as country, as national security interest, all that. Very bad. Why you're putting your country under Israel? Again, asking you. What their greatness when they are fascists? Israel people fighting them. We all should back Israel people for fighting the extremist authority of Israel, Netanyahu and co, who create this racist state. And Israel, I call Israel people, this is crucial for your future. Fight and reject and remove means this racist state. Means all these laws who doing possible with racist state against Palestinians. Stop this new settlement set yeah, in occupied territory of West Bank and Eastern Jerusalem. Means together Palestinian, your protest action across Israel and in Europe too should be together with Palestinians, Israel people. This is crucial. And I together with you. We will succeed. We will stop them finally. This fascist small group take control of Israel political establishment and one change the other and created this racist state. We shall stop them finally. And of course, this do that not difficult. For that, which action should be, I say you. More people on street, squares across Israel, together with Palestinians, and this should be a continuation of that. And also climate crisis. This will not only will destroy your country. Israel can destroy it by climate crisis. One, two devastating climate crisis disaster in Jerusalem, in Israel, in Tel Aviv, other. What you will do? Also use that. We're fighting together planetary crisis, and same time we're fighting Israel fascist state, racist state. I see. And here about how is Navalny, about Navalny people. Look, one time he showed his true face. Navalny chauvinist. But he was attacked by another chauvinist because they interest. One chauvinist in authority attacking another chauvinist who was revealing fact about Putler and so-called crimes. And try kill him. Now he intentionally returned, means voluntarily returned to Russia when he was warning him not to do that, but he say, I think he think there will some administrative maybe, but I say, Putler. But okay, listen, and now he arrested, and now he faced even long term, long sentence. But he was back occupation of Crimea, and I call him chauvinist. In prison, when Putler invade full-scale military operation Ukraine, and there was action against Russia for stop Putin regime, sanctions. Navalny changed his position and said he allowed 1991 border means Crimea part of Ukraine. I said this is good and start back, follow him and his team. Say this is good. This was problem. U.S. in Chavin's position can't be allowed by world as the democratic movement leaders of Russia. You're not Democrats if you're backing occupation, annexation. So he accept Crimea part of Ukraine. I welcome that. But now, today what's happening? Another chauvinist decision of this Navalny decision. They are Volkov, they are others, huh? Team. Mizdanov, Alburov, Mevчих, which position? When in Vilnius was summit of NATO, they descend, come to Vilnius for fight for what? A, they say, we Democrats, we're against war, against this invasion, annexation, all that. And we're against your decision take money from Russia, means reparation, for Ukraine, for rebuild Ukraine. Because the Democrats will come to authority and we will need to rebuild Russia. Who will do that? In this reality, what's happening in Ukraine? Who will against that? Take by arresting, seizing Russian asset money and fund restoration of Ukraine. Who will against that? Answer very clear. Chauvinist. Only Chauvinist position. This. No otherwise. Other name, Navalny again show his true face. Now in this forum. And they rejected by me finally. And I call you also a serious case. They can't be allowed as Democrats. No do mistake, European Union and America. They chauvinists. Period. They have Democrats. This Ilya Ponomaryov and others, they're creating this movement, Free Russia, and they position all back it because this should be. Maybe Khodorkovsky too, maybe, I don't know. Should be. If so, good. If no, if they have same position as Navalny, Khodorkovsky also should be rejected. We not will allow them as Democrats, period, who have such position. Russia have some chance for their create democratic country, but this new map, national units and republics, autonomous republic will leave Russia without any serious, any problem freely. This can't be blocked or there can't be some action to stop them. This period. Democrat position this. And remain on their huge territory. Remain this Russia and their Russia have chance create democratic state, European state. If they will fail, this another part will apart finally. There will many sovereign countries. And it's also good because why they will fail when Chauvinist authority Putin will remove, Putin will kneel it before Hague, International Criminal Court, because her crimes, Putin and co. And believe me, you have many view at Putin. This is already in my case. Two, but not only. Here, Tartar massacre. Here, you have many other crimes, assassinations of journalists in Azerbaijan, in Malta, the serious crimes. What about Putin? And their view, democratic authority, for example, Ilya Ponomarev and others who have same position, and I don't think there can be some problem. Only one, if they will act again undemocratically, will yeah, this is possible. I don't know which was their uh, process, but anyway, all process will good. One case, remain territory of Russia coming democratic as one, or there will several state but democratic state. Question that. So our position in this case that one of previous Chinghiz put map of New Russia, they are only without national republics of Russian Federation. Without them, they of course will leave. But have their other map too, if they want. This Chauvinist. We not will allow Russia any time already. There's no way for be militarized again. They will flame it. Their army quantity, ammunition, soldiers, conventional, and all his nuke will take under control and remove from Russia. This is possible, and we will do that, and I know that this will happen, and do that not difficult. We have concrete plan how do that. This is what will happen. How Russia will come to democratic country, European member country without nuclear weapon, and also without militarized country. These crucial points. And again, and of course, Navalny against all that. Navalny and Tip. They already criminal, corrupt. Volkov, deputy of Navalny, corrupt. He take money from one oligarch of Putler. For that money, for that reason, he was acting for remove his name from sanctions list in America and in Europe. It's about Friedman, about Ivan. Volkov did that. And he, Navalny, deputy. He announced his resignation from therefore this come public, reveal it. He announced his resignation, he leave this Navalny's FBK team. But we seeing he lied to all world. He announced his resignation, but actually he remained there. Another trick. Corrupt. Fighting corruption, but themselves corrupt. I say. Nicaragua. Before Nicaragua, I will say about Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, and how they taken one of serious, if not one of most serious problem, and treat to you as people. You're fighting, remove them, the system, replace the system by transparent system, and stop climate crisis, means planetary crisis. But they're fighting take control on you, and they're using Meta, means Facebook, on this British case, how Metropolitan Police, means Scotland Yard, use it, their tool, uh, metapixel, for taking data. And this already we know from 2016 how Facebook, Cambridge Analytica, and Putler person, Kogan, was acting. And they are Kushner, Trump campaign digital section head, Kushner and Eric Trump. They are Conservative Party of Britain. They are Nigel Farage, or UKIP, etc. Zuckerberg intentionally, and Sandberg intentionally give 50 million, 150 million data. As they not aware this was accident, no intention, but there was intentionally this accident created by Zuckerberg. For use Cambridge Analytica and Kogan for target undecided voters in America and in Britain in Brexit referendum. Who behind Cambridge Analytica? Billionaires Mercer, Bannon, who was Trump campaign active member, chief strategist, and there again Kushner, Eric Trump, means Trump family. And this continuation of that, when this fact revealed, Cambridge Analytica leaders, chiefs, CEOs, and other immediately announced, and this not was solely a decision. This Putler, Trump, who behind them, their decision. Another one, Rothschild and Co. decision. Because behind that, Rothschild and Co. Bankruptcy of Cambridge Analytica, but these employees, CEOs also, in concrete form, acting in this case, continuation of that, and Tim Jorge revealed fact show that, and Tim Jorge is racist state of Israel Mossad unit, as Pegasus, NSO, and others. But Tim Jorge, they even confirmed they attacked 16 elections in America successfully. And Tim Jorge using same mechanism as Cambridge Analytica, targeted undecided voters' brainwash. For that, they should have data of these persons, means Facebook users. They're mainly using Facebook, but today already Twitter also. For that reason, by Elon Musk, and it's not Elon Musk solely decision. Behind him, Kushner, Trump, no doubt, Mohammed bin Salman, and chief as Chief Putler. And behind all that, we already know who Rothschild and Co. How they targeted, watching, planning, take back White House in 2024. I'm talking about that. Continuation of this attack, which was in 16 in Britain, and this giving them 15% advantage, this method, 15%. And decided they brainwash, they needed in this employees' personal data, users, sorry, no, users' personal data, and Mark Zuckerberg, as part of that, giving them all this data, now in hidden forum, now under these tools, metapixel, tool, not only this, but this tool, I saying you, they're using this scam now, but this user data anywhere go to them. And they're planning, continue to use that. And this means worldwide they've taken control of election system. I'm talking you, we should be asked billions in same day around world in street and squares. After that, we should go to election stations for vote by election vote, elect persons who from us means climate crisis, planetary crisis fighters. It's only peaceful way for stop this climate crisis and replace this system which will work by fully transparent and secure system. Peaceful way this. We should go, us should be billions on streets and squares same day, and after that we go to election stations for vote. How they acting? Taking control, stolen as tip your personal data, and using against you who undecided, attacking directly your brain by email, by others, ads, mads, advertising, all tools. This is well known from 16, how they, by fraud referendum, announced they won Brexit, how they illegally, fraudly announced Trump won 16 election, where there was affecting outcome of election forum foreign interference. 15%. Tim Jorge also confirmed that. No one even investigated today Israel involvement on 2016 for put Trump in White House. Because it was blocked. Why? As this shameful Mike Pence saying, one of greatest our ally. When not, fascist, racist state can't be your greatest ally. Even without greatest, racist state can't be American ally. Period. I say. So, this is one of serious threat for democracy, democratic institutions. They're planning to do that more in 2024. They will using same scams by hidden forum, camouflage, or pixel, metapixel, and other things. But believe me, they planning massive forum. Use that in American election and worldwide. And this very devastating threat, very dangerous threat to democratic institutions in America and Europe, Britain, because same Britain refusing truly investigate what was happening in 16, despite their parliamentary report there, how Putler, including Cambridge Analytica of Trump, was attacking British referendum. How this referendum can be as legitimate. Same in America. There not was through investigation what, what was happening in 16 in America. They take only Putler Trump, the obstruction of justice, but otherwise not was investigated or there was intentionally said lie by downplay. Fresh, they attack by using this system, attacking undecided voters' brain. This last election in Turkey, Erdogan was elected by their help. Who they, their money, İlham Aliyev money, Putler money, and Erdogan scam money. I already said about loan fund there was some. This money go to pockets. Through investigation can reveal that. Who will investigate? And undecided voters brain by Tim Jorge or AKA, AKA, AKA, Tim Jorge, AKA, Cambridge Analytica. There was happening in Turkey. They are fraud election. Same they plan to even much more scale forum in 2024 in America. And again, Mark Zuckerberg. There should be investigation, true investigation, who Mark Zuckerberg, how he intentionally give data, user data to Kogan, who Kogan, the true investigation will review which crime this bot committed, Zuckerberg, Kogan, this Nick or Nix, Cambridge Analytica chief. And behind them, Bannon, Mercer, they all committed crime. Putler herself, Putler oligarchs who was part of that, their names. In Britain, we know who Farage, Banks, from Johnson, Cummings, from Conservative Party, and others, there another names have. But this all downplayed and stopped investigations. And this means wait another day action. And this will happen. Why? Why you're putting your country under this very dangerous threat? Now in America, Joe Biden, not Trump, their Department of Justice, their FBI, CIA, NSA, Homeland, or deny. Why they not acting for protect America? In this case too, there should be open investigation against Mark Zuckerberg, Kogan, Nix, and others, including Bannon, Kushner. In this case, Kushner, other case, I believe in that. I know that exactly. He committed treason against America for selling top secret to MBS and Israel together with Trump. Even Kushner's name not mentioned on this top secret case. Again, for that reason, who behind scene controlled this situation? Well, Kushner should be untouchable. And in this digital section, how they planning attack America again. They even using method, and this method brainwash using by military in America, in NATO countries, of course in China, in Russia, all that. How this serious, and this serious should be taken seriously. Means investigation. Who finally, truly, Mark Zuckerberg? I said he pro-fascist means fascist. He Zionist, ultra Zionist. He pro-racist. He racist and pro-racist state person of Israel. Who is Zuckerberg? He committed crimes by this action, and they very needed investigation, true investigation. In America, in Britain, mainly because they based on these two countries. But in other countries where they acting was visit local country ties. Because all that illegal, all that very serious crimes. I say here one tweet about nuke. It, this you have believe. This literally you have believe. You can say you have believe police and the three generals. Radar Aikido and I online continue Chinghiz life. But they attacking continuously. And all them you seeing. And what you seeing this you have live generals in Banke, they too by you have live directly order. And this means you have live herself. And of course we know you have live lifestyle. Sodom Gomorrah style Petuch with Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew, who British monarchy family member. And they are Epstein. Max Tegmark. This is such an obviously good idea that I hope it remains bipartisan. And this reply to tweet from Senator Ed Markey. Ed Markey tweeted, "It's easy to imagine the risk of artificial intelligence launching nuclear weapons, but we can't let it become reality. That's why we need to pass my block nuclear launch by autonomous artificial intelligence act to make sure that humans alone hold the power to control nuclear weapons." Very important. And this bill should be passed by Congress. Block nuclear launch by autonomous artificial intelligence act bill of Senator Ed Markey. Kenneth wrote about fascist authority of Israel, means racist state. There is growing support across the US to condition the billions in US military aid given each year to Israel on its not being used to for such abuses as entrenching the illegal settlements, demolishing Palestinian homes, or forcibly evicting Palestinians. Very important. Of course, this aid should be freeze. And I call Joe Biden for that. There until Russia state, this aid should be freeze. Russia state can't be your ally, America. I say, this tweet from Mekomit. As long as Israel oppressed only Palestinians, oppressed only Browns, it was possible to pretend that it was Jewish and democratic. As soon as the American administration got the impression that Israel had begun to oppress its Jewish citizens as well, the house of cards of the only democracy in the Middle East, this in quote, only democracy in Middle East, of course why? They are racist state, begin to fall apart, writes Miron Rapaport. Correct. So, about Nicaragua. Nicaragua, there was meeting in EU, European Union, and Latin American, Caribbean countries uh, shortly. This call it CELAC, EU and CELAC meeting in EU. Then Nicaragua opposed action against Putler, who commit genocide in Europe, genocide of war, and Nicaragua leadership of Ortega opposed that. And I think their time, we know Nicaraguan people, students, was fighting for democracy, but not with enough support from Western countries. There should be, and this was before Putler invasion in Ukraine. Now Putler, we know which condition. He's not will able that still back such authorities in Nicaragua, in Venezuela, of Maduro. We should stand with people of these countries, of Nicaragua, Venezuela. And I call these countries people continue fight for your freedom from this against these dictatorships. And Western countries, America, Canada, EU, should powerfully stand with these people, and this can be and will helpful, and these people will free themselves from dictatorships. This is very important, and this should be happening. I say Tunisia. EU did another mistake in Tunisia. In Tunisia, we know EU, literally EU helping creation in Tunisia authoritarian regime of Sayed. How? They anyway try back Sayed because Sayed promised EU leadership, and EU leadership not aware of that. They show themselves that, as in Ilham Aliyev case. Ilham Aliyev fooled them, and they don't understand that. Continue call Ilham Aliyev trustworthy. Ursula von der Leyen, Charles Michel, and others EU leadership. Plus the same tactic intentionally used by EU leaders in Tunisia for helping Sayed create authoritarian regime. For what in Tunisia case? Because migration, immigrants, they're using Tunisia too, and they're giving them $1 billion, 2 billion or 1 billion euro to Sayed. Sayed will use that. This fact, as Sayed not was aware how many migrants coming to Tunisia, using Tunisia, because democratic institution there was, but Sayed taking control means, after this means he creating their dictatorship. While he using this tactic, he taking control on this migration. Hey, EU, I will can be helpful on you. You try resolve your immigrant problems. I will help you, back me. You say, oh, hooray, I'm giving you this billion, take that. Please stop these migrants. Another evil action by EU. In my case, you have a live case. This one, I hear Tartar massacre, and against me this, because you have a live controlled me by the system Torontosh and EU, and who behind EU leadership, obviously, Rothschild and Co. For that reason, they anyway keeping your family untouchable. This true, what I saying, confirmed, verified. Who am I family? Now, Israel, Mossad of racist state. Who both put there? Why your family remain untouchable? Why they try use so for by fooling people? They think people morons. Azerbaijan importance, huh? Sayed of Tunisia importance, huh? Same tactic. I'm talking about that. But in my case, this crime against humanity, already enough is enough. I yesterday called Joe Biden for that, and that immediately. But in Tunisia, they're creating another evil place. By whom this creating? By EU, country of democracy, countries of democracy, democratic institutions. Unacceptable. Migrant crisis not will resolve such forum. Never. But you will create, already helping create dictatorship in Tunisia. Why? I say, Myanmar. Myanmar junta continue to be still in authority. There are also no serious action, sanctions, action for seriously affect military junta. Why? Why? Huh? America, leader country, worldwide back in democracies. They are both democratic institutions, plus minus, in Myanmar. Elected officials, civilian authority. There your action against junta of Myanmar. Their people try fight by small weapon fighting. They're resisting. But they have, if will serious sanctions actions against military junta, of course, junta will fail soon, very soon. And we know Myanmar people overwhelmingly against this military junta. Use that. Once sanctions, and Myanmar people will act against the junta more effectively and will stop this junta. I say, And again, for finish today Chinghiz life, for end, people, Earth people, I believe in that. We together will prevent, can and will prevent this planetary crisis. For that we shall act. No wait when politicians will act. No wait them. This losing position. We should organize worldwide and us should be billions in same day across world on streets and squares. Billions. And we will stop planetary crisis. I say, I together with you, I am Chinghiz.